On today's episode.
What's up, everybody? We're back on Starcourt Report for you guys. We have as you can see on my paper here, we have a top 5 video we're gonna do for you. We're gonna do 2 parts. So we're gonna do characters, songs, and scenes today, and then next week we'll do the other 3. So it should be a fun episode. Welcome back to another episode of Starcourt Report, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey everybody, what's going on out there? We are here for another edition of Starcourt Report, episode 14, or chapter 14.
Yeah.
So we are getting farther and farther into this journey. My name's Randy.
My name's Bailey.
And we've got a cool thing planned for you guys today. I'm not feeling too good. I'm sorry about it. I feel like I'm going to vomit all over the place. So if you stick around, you might be lucky. But we've got... we're going to do top 5 lists, and this was Bailey's idea. Top 5 lists of characters. It's going to be a 2-parter. Today we're going to do characters, songs, and scenes. And Bailey you said your list is kind of consisted of some favoritism.
Yeah. So I think the only time we told them what we like our favorite from the shows, when we did, I think, the awards, right?
Yes.
So this is like all.
That was all favoritism.
Yeah. This is not just from season 3. This is like from all the entire show. Yeah, I put some favorites in there. Also, I put some I feel like are very important to the show. But yeah, I mean,
I tried to do mine I was trying not to play favorites. I was trying to do it all. What is important to the show? What's the show known for? So let's start off here. Let's get into top 5 characters. For 5. Start off with 5.
so we're going from 5 to 1.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most eventful way.
All right, my 5th one is Steve.
Steve Harrington. Steve the man. Why is that?
I just think he's the number 1 side character. I mean, I don't know.
Can't argue with that.
I love him and Dustin's relationship that they formed over around season 2 and season 3. I think he was just a big part of the show. I mean, without him, they wouldn't have been able to find the Russian lab and Hawkins with his help and all that. And
you put it more on him than Robin?
I mean, it's the entire Scoops troop and in unison. So without him there, and plus he's a great comic relief. Him and Dustin are just probably the best duo in the show, I think. So.
I did not have Steve on my list.
Which was surprising because you love Steve.
Alright, I'm going to go number 5, Mike Wheeler.
Mike, okay.
Mike is, I think, the leader of the kids group. A lot of people are going to say Will's the most popular one, which is probably true. But Mike is literally the leader. He leads most of the journeys. You know, he has his relationship with Eleven. I think he's essential to Stranger Things. Season 1, it was all about Mike meeting Eleven, forming that bond, and then you have Mike getting real pissed about Will. Lucas and Dustin were there with him, but Mike was just the one really leading the charge. And then, of course, season 3, he really took charge too with his whole relationship with Eleven. We don't talk about season 2. I can't remember. Season 2 is that was kind of Dustin's season, but it was kind of like a weak season in my mind. I'm gonna go Mike at number 5.
Okay.
Number 4.
Number 4, I'm gonna go Lucas.
Lucas. Okay, so you got your first one of the 4 boys on there.
Yeah. I just really like Lucas. I don't know. I thought he was really good in season. I thought he was good in every season, but season 3, I thought he was really good. The smart idea to use the fireworks against the Mind Flayer.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole reason they survived that.
He was the brain of the operation against the Mind Flayer. Without the fireworks, I don't know how they would have done it. But Yeah, I mean him and Max's relationship I think is really funny. It's up and down. How they broken up 5 times. She broke up with me 5 times, whatever, something like that. I don't know. He's just a big part of the group. I feel like he's like almost second in command to Mike, maybe. Some would argue it'd be Will or Dustin, but I feel like he's like second. I don't know.
I would probably go Dustin, but I can see the argument.
Yeah, and then obviously the fact that we met him, you can see in the picture there. We met him. We met Caleb. He's a cool guy.
Well, I mean, they're best friends too. Going off what you just said about, because if you remember in season 1 when they were having their argument, Dustin and Mike were riding together, and Dustin's like, "You guys just need to make up," and he's like, "He's your best friend," and Mike said something like, "No, like you all are my best friends," and he said, "No, I came in late, and you and Lucas really have the friendship. So they are best friends, so I guess he technically would be a number 2.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Lucas. So
my number 4, you might be surprised at how low he is, but not when I explain my top 3. I'm going to go Hopper. Chief Hopper, such an important part of the series, pretty much fan favorite. Everybody loves Hopper. Everyone was devastated. Spoiler alert! If you haven't watched it now, I don't care about your spoilers. Like, why have you not watched it? But when he died at the end of season 3, everyone was sobbing their eyes out. Yeah. Especially when 11 was reading the note from Hopper. So I think Hopper at number 4, he's been a key part of every single moment of every single season. He's the whole reason they found Will. So season probably would have been over if they didn't find Will. So I got to go Hopper at number 4.
All right. Well, to keep mine short and sweet, I'll basically copy what you said, because my number 3 is Hopper.
I figured it would be. The look you gave me.
So basically just keep it short and sweet, because we like to keep this episode short and sweet. Everything he just said about Hopper, I agree with. So Hopper's my number 3.
My number 3 is Joyce.
Huh?
Might surprise you that I have Joyce Byers. Everyone knows I don't like the Byers family. I don't really like those characters. They kind of bore me. But there's no denying that Joyce is... So, like, you have Hopper, who's the center, and then you have Joyce, who's kind of the axle spinning the center. Or no, Joyce would be the center, and Hop would be spinning. You probably have no idea what I'm saying. But Joyce is a very key part. I mean, mother of Will, kind of the freak of the town who always freaks out about everything and ends up being right. I mean, at this point, if Joyce says something, you better be listening. So I think Joyce at number 3, super important character.
She's the mom figure that you have to have, especially with a bunch of kids.
That's true.
All right, so I'm looking at my list real quick. I'm going to switch around 1 and 2 last second. So I'll make my number 2 Dustin.
Dustin, okay.
And I don't know, I just love Dustin. Dustin's always been one of my favorites. He's funny. He's always had a big role in every season, especially season 3. I don't know. I just think he's funny. He's smart. He's
a popular character. Might be meeting him next year.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. He just plays like a big role in every season. Him and Steve, like I said, just a great duo. Gaten Matarazzo plays him really well. Yeah, so he's my number 2.
All right. Well, you included. I had Mike, and you had Dustin and Lucas. So I'm gonna cover because I think I know who your number 1 is, and I think we can say it at the same time. I saw your paper, so I definitely know who your number 1 is. Anyways, number 2, I'm going Will Byers. All the crap I give him about being a boring character, this started with Will Byers. The whole Stranger Things fandom, all the seasons, all the episodes, it started with Will Byers. He was the focal point in season 1. He was the focal point in season 2. Season 3, he wasn't really the focal point of season 3, but he was still an important part of it. Everything centers around... I keep going back to the centering. I guess everything centers around all these characters. But Will Byers is what started it all. I think he's got to be in the top 5. So I got Will Byers at number 2.
No, number one. I mean, come on, it's 11.
Number one is Mr. Randy Havens, who plays Mr. Steve Clark. No, it's definitely 11. I knew we were going to agree on that. What else can you say? I mean, literally, the definition of Stranger Things. I've never seen, someone comes up, I've never seen Stranger Things, and I say, name a character. Oh, what about that bald chick? Or, what Millie Bobby Brown, who does she play? I mean, she's literally the epicenter, a big word, of Stranger Things.
Not trying to, like, pick out, like, favorites, but she's, like, the superstar of the show.
Yeah.
Not trying to, like, label anybody, but she's like the superstar of the show. Like without her, where would they be? Who'd kill the Demogorgons? Who'd help kill the Mind Flayer?
At the same time, without that actress, where would they be? That's like getting rid of Rick on The Walking Dead. Like, who would do that?
Yeah. I mean, they picked the right person for the job. Obviously, she's a great actress. But
So we both agree to my top 5 from 5 to 1. Or sorry, from 1 to 5 this time. 11, 1, 2, Will, 3, Joyce, 4, Hopper, and 5, Mike.
And then mine is 1, 11, 2, Dustin, 3, Hopper, 4, Lucas, 5, Steve.
Oh. So, you made a couple switches there.
I did.
All right.
Top 5 songs.
We fixed the lighting, by the way.
Yeah, so maybe you can see me a little bit better now.
Can't get sat.
So I started off last time, so why don't you start off this time?
All right. Number 5. Uptown, I don't know the words. And you don't mess around with Jim. It's an awesome song, for one, so a little favoritism there. But at the same time, I don't think a lot of people notice this. It was in season 2. When they were cleaning the cabin, Hopper turns it on, and they clean the cabin. They do like a cleaning montage with that song playing in the background. And then in season 3, when he gets Mike and 11 to split almost, he's in the car. You don't come in the wind, or whatever. So I think it's a funny song, and it carries in the show.
Mm-hmm. All right, so my number 5. Obviously, I switched like a couple around in my head. My number 5 is a song called "Eulogy."
Okay.
This is a song that plays when it plays. I didn't realize it played. I thought it just played in one scene, but then I realized the other day it played when I was thinking of this, like trying to think of this list, like in my head before I wrote it down today, or whatever. It plays in like 3 different scenes. So it plays in the scene in season 2 after Bob gets killed and they're all back at the house, just sitting around, whatever. But it also plays when Mike tries to call 11. It's in season 2, episode 1, after she's supposedly dead, or whatever. He's trying to call her. Remember that?
Yeah.
He's like, it's day 352, whatever. He's like, if you're out there, I know you're out there, just say something, or you don't have to talk, just say, or I'll say something, you can just listen, whatever. He's trying to talk to her, whatever.
Yeah.
So it plays there, and then it also plays when Nancy goes over to Barb's house, and she's sitting in the bathtub and she's crying, whatever.
Yes.
So it plays in 3 different. It plays in 3 different, very important scenes. So I think it's a big song. It's made from. What was their names? Was it Kyle Dixon, Michael Stein? I hope I got that right.
Yeah, I think so.
But they're like the composers of the show. They make a lot of the songs that like aren't like the
Kyle Dixon, Michael Stein.
Yeah, they make the music that's like not brought in from like other artists like the
Don't Mess Around
No Jam and songs like that. It's like they make a lot of music from the show. So that's my number 5.
All right, number 4. One of my favorite scenes. I'm gonna go. It's from season 3. We'll meet again. Immediately gave me chills. It was during the scene that you really see how much power the Mind Flayer has. It was just one of those scenes that you're watching it and you're like, oh my god. Like, it's frightening. And the song choice, absolutely perfect. Because they didn't add voices of the people singing. That was already in the song.
Yeah,
that takes some...
Yeah, we had neither me or him ever heard the song before the show, so we didn't know the part where it sounds like everybody's singing. We didn't know that was an actual part of the song, and so they put that in there like to make it look like everybody's. I was like singing the song. I was like, well, I told Ryan, I was like, that's genius. I was like, I didn't know that was the actual part of the song. Where they did that was when they played that was genius.
So that is my number 4.
All right, I'll keep mine short and sweet. That is my number 4 also.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm trying to make sure this song's right. All right, I think my number 3, I think it's called Heroes. That's what you said.
The end of season 3.
Yes.
When they're moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
And right there, I mean, it is literally the start of a new journey.
Mm-hmm.
End of season 3, the Byers are moving away with 11, and it kind of leaves you thinking, what's next? What's in store for these kids and these families next? I think it's an important scene right there in itself. I mean, I don't think anyone can argue. So that is my number 3.
All right. My number 3 was already on your list. It's "Don't Mess Around with Jim."
Oh, hell yeah.
So, again, keep it short and sweet. Everything he said. It's a great song, funny song.
We're singing at karaoke.
Yeah, we're singing at karaoke next year at Stranger Con. So. But yeah, it's my number 3.
All right, this is where it gets. I told Bailey my top 2. He's gonna, if he doesn't have them on his list, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I probably should have included that." Number 2, the Demogorgon theme.
Demogorgon theme. Okay.
Literally, when you hear this tune, and you guys can look up Demogorgon theme. When you hear this tune, you know shit's about to go down. You know that the Demogorgon is coming. It happens every time that he shows up. I wouldn't be shocked if they have it in season 4 with the Demogorgon that we saw in Russia. So, I mean, you literally hear. We heard it at the end of season 3. Every time you hear it, you know shit's going down. You know he's nearby, or she, or whatever it is. So that's got to be number 2 for me.
All right, number 2 for me is "Every Breath You Take."
I didn't think about that. That's a good one.
That's the song that plays, I think, when they're at the dance playing time after time, and then it switches to "Every Breath You Take" when 11 walks in the room, and then her and Mike start to dance. That's
a good one.
That's a big song. That's a big scene. One. So everybody loves the snowball dance. So I had to pick that song.
All right, and number 1. It starts off every single episode. Stranger Things.
Oh, theme song.
The theme song. That is iconic. As soon as you hear burn, or however it goes, you're like in your bed, you've got your popcorn, you got your drink, you got whatever you're snacking on. Cheez-Its for you is probably Goldfish. You have whatever you're doing, and you just are invested. As soon as the season 4 starts, what are you going to hear? You're going to hear that theme.
Yeah, the same old theme song.
And you're going to get super, super, super excited, and you're going to lay in your bed for 8 hours straight watching watching season 4. So, I think no-brainer, Stranger Things is my number 1, their actual theme song.
All right. Well, I was going based off scenes, so... But if we're going like all-time songs, that would be my number 1. But for me, I'm gonna stick with scenes. So, if we are doing like top 5 songs of all time, that's my number 1 also. You can't beat the iconic theme song. So that'd be my number 1 all time. But
I gotcha.
Sticking with scenes though, I gotta go "Cold as Ice."
As cold as ice. Woo!
Perfect song placement. Like you couldn't get any more perfect than that scene with that song. I love how it just immediately started playing.
If you can break someone's ankles with the line, "I dump your ass," and then that.
I mean, it's iconic.
I could just imagine you, Bailey. You would probably like, ooh.
Yeah, I remember watching. I was like, damn. I was like, Mike just got owned, dude. And then you see like Lucas and Will in the background, like their jaws are dropped, and Mike's like all shocked, and Levin's like, she ain't playing around, dude. She's dumping Mike, and that's a good song. I like how it just plays like instantly right after she delivers that line. Whatever. It's a good choice by the Duffer Brothers, and that's my number 1.
Okay, can't argue with that. Well, we've got one more to do for you guys in this episode, and that is top 5 scenes.
Top 5 scenes. All right, I'll go ahead and start this.
Wait, hold on. I actually just thought of something. Just for number 5, we're gonna say it at the exact same time.
Say ours at the exact same time?
Yeah, and then we'll clarify because I know we don't have the same number 5. All right. You ready? 3, 2, 1. This is bullshit.
This is bull. Oh, they're with Nancy.
Okay, go ahead. Now you can go ahead.
So mine was the final battle of season 3.
With the mind flare.
Mind flare. Crazy. Like as I mentioned, like Lucas throwing the fireworks. You know, Billy ultimately sacrificing himself.
Rest in peace.
I had the whole. I guess the whole. I put the whole. What I wrote down was the final battle sequence. I guess like the whole entire thing, like including the Hopper sacrifice, all that, the whole thing that's going on there, and then the whole
good scene.
The whole battle with the Mind Flayer, that whole entire just final battle, the final. I guess I should say the final Starcourt scene, because it really is the final Starcourt scene.
Yeah, unless they bring Starcourt Mall back.
Yeah, which I would love, because I love Starcourt Mall was really cool. But yeah, the whole thing with Hopper and Joyce fighting. We always called him the Russian. What we always called him the Russian Terminator.
Yes.
Turns out his name was like Gregory or something like that. I was like, I'm just gonna start calling him that. That's his actual name. So the whole fight with him, Hopper killing him, Hopper sacrificing himself supposedly, and then just
so you're very keen on this.
Yeah, he's not dead. People, come on now. And then just the Mind Flayer battle. So that was my top. That was my number 5.
All right. Well, my number 5 was This Is Bullshit. Season 2, Nancy and Steve at the party. And it really changed everything. Because Steve and Nancy were, together. They were looking really good together. I really want them back together. I ship it. But I think that changed everything. Nancy ended up going with Jonathan. Mm-hmm. Steve ended up going with Dustin. in a non-weird way. I thought that was an important scene in the series. I think as soon as that, there's not a lot of parts in season 2 that I'm like, damn. Mm-hmm. There's like a few here and there. Like I said, I'm just not a big fan of season 2, but This Is Bullshit. That scene, I think, was a very key part in kind of changing some of the directions of the characters.
Okay. All right. My number 4 is when 11 closes the gate in season 2, into season 2.
Ooh, wow.
When Hopper's has the rifle, he's shooting all the Demogorgons off, trying to get out, when they're climbing up the walls and stuff. I just thought that scene was so cool. Like, you got the blood just coming down her nose, real heavy, and she
starts floating.
And she's that was really cool. Yeah, once she started floating, I was my jaw was on the floor. I was like, oh my god, this girl's insane. I mean, yeah, what can you say? 11, dude, she's insane. Without, like I said, with the characters, where would they be without her? So. Yeah, that's my number 4.
That's a good scene. See, there's a lot of scenes I forgot about. That probably should be in my top 5. Number 4, I'm going to go with Mr. Baldo.
Mr. Baldo, yeah.
It was a very important, a deep scene with Bob and Will, where Bob was talking about when he used to dream about a clown named Mr. Baldo. Mm-hmm. And he finally, in this dream, he stood up to Mr. Baldo, turned around and said, "Go away, go away." And he told Will to stop having, because he thought they were dreams. He told Will that he just needs to stand up to the shadow monster and say, "Go away," which he did, and the shadow monster did not go away. But I thought that was a really deep scene. And again, I'm 2 for 2, and moments from season 2, my least favorite season. So
there you go. So. For me, number 3 is when Will gets captured in season 1.
Okay.
That really just set the tone for me when I remember watching it downstairs on that TV over there. That really set the tone for me with the show. Because I didn't watch this show when it first came out. I think I gave it a couple months or so, maybe longer. I heard so many people talking about it.
You caught up before season 3. You watched both seasons, didn't you? You binge watched them and caught up.
It was weird. I watched season 1 around when it first came out, and then I started watching season 2, and then I stopped for whatever reason. And then they announced season 3, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta catch up. And I finished season 2, and then watched season 3 the first day it came out. But yeah, that scene where he's in the shack, whatever, and he's pointing the gun. He's like, oh no, and then he just disappears, whatever. That whole scene really set the tone for me. I'm like, okay, I know what this show is going to be about. This is going to be a badass show. So that scene right there when he gets taken really just set the tone for me. I feel like it set the tone for the entire show. All right, this is what Stranger Things is going to be about. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my number 3.
My number 3 is the Mind Flayer army forming. Again, it's the. It's kind of 2 scenes combined, though. We'll meet again. That scene, and also the scene where all the people just turn to mush. That's when I was like, what the hell? I was literally getting scared. I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? I'm like, these people are literally just walking to their death.
Yeah.
I mean, they are literally eating. Could you imagine, like, not being able to control your mind? So, like, kind of like hypnosis, but at the same time, it's to the point that you can't control your mind. There's no one controlling you. It's just like the mind flayer's inside of you. I guess he's kind of, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you aren't controlling me. You're not telling me what to do. The mind flayer is just this, like, it's not a person you can stop. The mind flayer is just inside, and you can't do anything. And could you imagine just running into your house, getting all the chemicals, fertilizer in the garage, like all this stuff under your sink, and just going, like, I was like, what the hell is going on?
You can imagine you going home and like attacking your mom and your little brother and taking them to the mind flayer. Like how horrifying that would be if you really.
Like it's hard to think like you can't stop that. Like the mind flayer's telling me to get my mom and my brother, and I can't just be like, no.
Yeah, you can't say no. You're just like, okay.
And it's just like it still gets me. 4th of July, right? Everyone's out celebrating, watching fireworks, and Heather and her mom get called, and they just walk out. They don't care about anything going on. Everyone's having fun, and you just don't care, and you just walk down
like the little
downstairs, and you just
they even got little kids
turn the
too.
mush.
Like the poor little they got poor little kids doing that stuff too. It's like wow.
So that was a shocking moment for me.
So my number 2 is I dump your ass.
I should have known that was going to be on your list.
Yeah, I mean, if you watched our Stranger Things our StrangerCon vlog, I literally wore.
It's going to be on his top 5 quotes too. I'm just telling you right
now.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I literally have a shirt that has a picture. If you watched I think I wore it Sunday when we met Millie. I think I wore it Sunday. So it was on our part 2 vlog. If you watch that, I literally have a shirt that has a picture of her and it says literally, I dump your ass. Like that's one of my favorite scenes, obviously, of all time. And one of my favorite songs of all time after the scene. After that scene happened. So, I mean, you've heard me talk about this a bunch of times. I don't need to keep explaining myself. So that's my number 2.
Number 2 does involve 11 for me. I think it's 11 reading Hopper's note at the end of season 3.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Like I said earlier, everyone except me because I don't cry.
He's amazing.
No, but at the end of season 3, everyone's bawling. Everyone's like, oh, Hopper! He's not dead. Get over yourself. No, but it's a big emotional moment. I can see why a lot of people found it very sad. She's just sitting there reading the note that he never told her.
Yeah.
And it's really fits the scene really well. Really fits Hopper. By the way, quick shout out, just real quick. I saw the new trailer for Black Widow, and David Harbour looks really funny in it. So, have you seen it yet?
I watched I think I saw it on Instagram. I don't think I watched the full thing yet.
Well, we'll probably watch it at the end of this. So, but it looks good, and he looks good in it. So, anyways, that comes down to our number 1. I'll go first because you already said my number 1.
I have this feeling our number 1 might be the same one, but
It's not. You already said my number 1.
I already said your number 1? Okay.
Can you guess what it is?
Is it when Will gets captured?
Yes. Season 1, Will Byers getting taken. Just, to me, the most iconic scene in the entire series. I mean, you literally start off with that. If that scene never happens, we would either have a totally different character base, or, if we have a different boy getting taken, he probably never meets 11. Demogorgon takes over, rules the world. But if that moment never happened, we might not have Stranger Things.
Or Stranger Things Day. November 6th, 1983 is when Will gets taken.
Oh, hell yeah. Good little plug there. Or StrangerCon.
Yeah.
Or nothing. We would have never met Millie Bobby Brown or David Harbour or any of these kids.
Yeah.
So I gotta go with that for number 1.
Yeah, that's definitely why it's in my top 5. It's one of the most iconic scenes. So my number 1 is season 2 when the Demogorgon or Demodog comes flying through the window, the door opens up, and there's...
Oh, yeah, I almost put that on my top 5 just because of how badass it is. It was probably 6 or 7 for me.
and then everybody's all shocked. You see the look on Mike's face, and it's just the reunite,
A lot of people, including myself, give season 2 a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of good stuff.
Hatred. Yeah, there's some good stuff there.
You get the Maleven duo, the couple, what would you call like the number one couple on the show, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
People could argue with. I don't know if there's a big argument between them and Joyce and. Joyce and Harper.
No. The argument is them or Dustin and Steve.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, long story short, you got Maleven back together. Mike finds out that she's still alive after trying to call her, contact her for all this time. I mean,
I think everyone hates season 2. I'm just thinking this side note because episode 7 was just so bad.
With what's her name?
That's when she just goes to Chicago.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that episode.
It's just like because they left episode 6. They left with like this cliffhanger because you have the Demodogs coming out, and they leave you with that cliffhanger, and then they just throw in episode 7, which is like nothing to do with the Demodogs, or it's all about 11 learning how to use her powers, and it's kind of like
So yeah, that was my number one. Mike and 11, the power couple back together.
Ooh.
And
I have to say, I'm surprised you didn't have Billy in your top 5 for people.
He was right there, but I figured Steve. This is when I kind of played to like the not like the crowd, but like played to like the what would you say?
The fan base?
I mean, kind of. Yeah, I guess kind of. I feel like people like Steve more than they like Billy. And I'm also a really big Steve fan, so that's why I play
Steve
him.
So, all right. Well, there you go. We got next time. You want to tell them what we have for next time, award wise?
So we got. Let me see. I wrote another paper. We got. So, first one we'll talk about next episode will be quotes. That'll be followed by outfits, and then to end it, we will do episodes.
Oh, top 5 episodes out of a total of. If I do my math right, 25.
Yeah. 25.
So, all right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
I've been Bailey.
Yeah, that's right. I've been Randy.
And we'll see you next week or next time, whatever, on the Starcourt Report.
On the upside down.
Upside down.
Peace out.